Erard is a brand that pops up here and there, but there never was that huge breakthrough with watches that could dominate a conversation. Well, that has changed with La Petite Seconde Metropolis, a spectacular look fed by one of the most favorite designs in modern watchmaking, Art Deco. Let's begin with the specifications. We have an automatic watch with a case diameter of 39 mm, a length lug to lug of 45.9 and a thickness of 12.8 mm. The lug width is 20. The watch has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on both sides and is water resistant up to 50 meters. Caliber is the Sellita SW261-1 with 31 jewels and a power reserve of 38 hours. Special feature here is certainly the small second that gave the watch its name. You can choose between 3 dial colors: slate, salmon and tobacco. Each color is limited to 59 pieces and the price tag shows 2,400 euros or 2,600 US dollars, both indicated without VAT. So let's examine the piece from a closer distance. We have some typical Art Deco ingredients like these hands that are borrowed from the Empire State silhouette, and that font, very typical, these classic and legible forms that are more complex than we know at first glance. See for example the 4. Then we have this radial engraving like an old vinyl record, a feature you find on many watches in this genre. Very special is the absence of any wording. We don't see the brand, the name, automatic or Swiss made, all gone, and that's in my eyes a very bold and great decision. And now this dial really has some space to shine. Look how nice, for example, the transition between the vinyl part and the outer ring is executed. Here you also can see the fine printing quality. One of my personal favorites is the little dot, by the way, a tiny accent on position 12 of the seconds sub-dial. Just a dot, but adds so much. And these features you find on all 3 dial colors. My favorite is tobacco, because here you see the most equilibrated contrasts. Salmon might be a very hip color, but in this case it cannot reach the depth of tobacco and slate. Worth mentioning is also the crown, clearly custom made and not a copy of either the wheel-like crowns of the 20s or 30s, nor the copy of the typical onion crown that we see on many modern vintage inspired watches. Also very well done. The case is a modern industrial standard case, lets a lot of room for the dial and shows you the movement through an exhibition case back. Bit too much in my humble opinion, but that might be only taste. There you see now the name of the Horophile, and now we must ask, of course, who is that? Real name is Amr Cindy, an old friend of Louis Erard's director Manuel Emch. Louis Erard lets us know that this collaboration is a meeting of minds at a human level. 2 hands reaching out, greeting and thanking one another. That sounds so lovely. Very handy is also that Cindy owns the company Lost in Time that offers marketing consulting to independent watchmakers. And Cindy's main instrument is his Instagram presence, the Horophile, with 134,000 followers. So I think friendship and consulting means here basically that he displays La Petite Seconde on his Instagram site for traffic and traction. Traffic that Louis Erard couldn't create on its own. And that's a bit of a shame, because the company is in fact an independent watchmaker, founded 1929, was revived in the 90s and is now very capable to produce convincing timepieces as we see it here. Last question now, why this limitation of 59 pieces? Perhaps to limit the risk. It's a great watch, don't get me wrong, but Art Deco is not anymore rare. There are a lot of alternatives, for example the Vario Empire. It would be very interesting, by the way, to know your favorite Art Deco watch. When you have a bit of time, please put it in the comments, your favorite model, then we can create a nice selection of watches for further research. And with that request, allow me to close this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and see you next Monday to Watch of the Week.